Yo, check me out, I'm elderb. Tonight is a edition of Before the Window Closes. We're going to play a game for 2 hours within 2 weeks of purchasing and decide whether that's intriguing, interesting, fun, enthralling enough to keep, or to send it on back to the Steam store from whence it came. Tonight we're playing VoidTrain. A little off kilter there on the thumbnail bit. It'll do though. Just like always on Before the Window Closes editions, I have not looked up much of anything on this game. Maybe just like a from Max Corner on worth a buy. Otherwise I've not looked anything up, I've not watched videos on it, and as you're seeing it, I'm seeing it for the first time. The only time I've got in the game is the last 5 minutes, so I can get you the sweet music, which is actually pretty cool with the train horns and stuff like that. My understanding is you start with like a mine car, which you'll see in a moment. It's kind of on the main menu here. You can upgrade your train, and it's kind of like Raft is what I get out of it, but in a space like void. But anyway, we're already burning through our 2 hours. Tea of the evening is toasted coconut almond bark. It's time for VoidTrain. The music is promising so far. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm not gonna change any of the settings here, but good to know you can kind of customize your play a little bit. Number of sharks. Oh, thank you for explaining that. This parameter adjusts the number of sharks. Okay, like I said, we're not going to change any of that stuff, but it's good to know for alteration, customization purposes.
The spirit of adventure beckons so much, it's pointless to resist it. Some people find enough courage to get on a train and head off into space. No. So no. Wrong again. These are all wrong stories. There it is, the forest. This train was passing through impenetrable, dense forests. However, it was not a nameless journey, but a long way up here, right into the heart of the endless snowy nowhere. A perfect place for those who prefer tranquility, silence, and minus 45 degrees outside the window. Meet the man who made off into this palace of silence, the engineer. He'll be here on watch duty for many long and cold months, until the next lucky guy strides in to replace him. If one comes through at all, of course. But there's no need to feel sorry for him. Although the terrain is wild, there's plenty to see and do around here, especially if you're curious enough. Fortunately for my story, engineers are almost always inquisitive and attentive. These people notice things that elude the average person. And everything would have been fine in this adventure if the blizzard had not started at the wrong time. The chilly wind blew the engineer off the trail, which he immediately lost sight of. His fingers instantly turned into ice like everything else around him. The last hope of salvation, a map of the terrain, treacherously slipped out of his hands. The video's timing didn't allow the engineer to suffer for long. All of a sudden, in the middle of snowy nowhere, it appeared. Where to, by the way? The building didn't seem to be on the engineer's maps. Anybody home? This is how it all usually starts.
It was, I don't know what to say about that. I feel like it was a Christmas story. I also don't like how it's,
Strange hut, there was nothing. No people, no warmth, only darkness.
Okay, we're doing like a, Stanley Parable type narration bit, it seems. The sound was imbalanced, like, that was very, very odd intro. I don't like how we could have just, I don't know, I don't like the base story. I'm not a fan of that. Okay, we've got standard controls there. Like, I don't feel like I got anything out of that. Oh, you went through this magic portal door because you wanted to hang out in the snow. Like, what?
something that looks like a key.
We need... Mouse sensitivity is far too low. None of this? Invert mouse and mouse sensitivity under keyboard. Okay. There you go. 0 out of... So there are 3 fuse boxes? I think you're like at the starting point. Like I don't even know what type of game it is already, and it's kind of strange. Like this weird, like steampunky type. I don't know, watch band. I just don't feel like they've introduced it very well so far. So we'll see. Well, I'm excited for the train stuff, the upgrading and whatnot.
I'm afraid there's nothing left to fix with a hammer. Any other ideas?
I feel like it's like a grandpa Santa Claus like character that's doing the narration too.
The door remains impregnable. There is too much snow.
Like he's got a good voice and like the voiceovers, you know, but I don't know. It's almost too like what's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's very grandiose. The door is locked from outside. Like calm down, dude. Okay, I don't know why that's helpful. I'm assuming I don't have what I need for this. Yeah, just reach in there and grab stuff. That'll work out. I didn't have anything for that, so that's kind of strange too. Like I feel like it's trying to do like Breath Edge. Like it's trying to be like cheesy funny, but it's not, I don't know, not really doing it. I'm jumping to conclusions far too fast right now, so I don't want to get ahead, but you know, this dude's an engineer, but he inspect the thingy. It's a switch, like. I've also noticed the runes have been in a couple spots there, so I'm assuming that'll be in a spot there. Yo, Gore, what's up, man? Hey, sorry that, brother. I didn't. Don't have this in windowed mode, so I missed your text there. Wait, so I can turn this music down. It's screaming over it here. Okay, they'll still be sounding playing. Congrats on being follower goal. Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Nice use of runes. Yeah, I just saw that as well. Barely hear the narration. That's what I was saying too. Yeah, that's it was just wasn't really balanced, man. It's like I almost have to shoosh because it's so faint.
Typical day on watch, huh?
Hello again. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Well, this is musicking away. This is a series I do before the window closes. We try a game out that we've purchased for 2 hours. And then if it's garbage, we return it. And if it's good, we keep it. And I'll do a YouTube video at the end of it to just kind of summarize. Kind of like a review situation. Okay, no gravity. Hold F to pull up to the train on the rope. Can we pull up to other stuff? Gives you bonus to swimming speed. Alright, obviously we're going to be able to, you know, move the trolley, but I do want to try out what's this is like. Okay, so now F only goes back to the train. Now that I've done that, is that going to tether me or what's up? Diary stores active quests. Open the diary, press J. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, so far, kill. I don't know what these things are swimming around, but let's just kill them. Alright, well, we gotta try it. That's terrible. And they drop seeds. That seems reasonable. The void worms and their seeds. Alright, let's get the train moving and see what's what here. Stop looking at our murdered prey for some reason. I immediately went against what I said I was going to do. Chemical. I'm having a hard time with it already. This isn't the right way to go into like a brand new game. But I feel like it's like a lazy Raft. Like it was just like, I don't know, Raft made a bunch of money, just put it in space, that'll be fine. I'll open the diary. I was like, I can't even interact with the train here. Okay. Picked up the diary, opened the diary. What else we got? Notes. Data on the scientists. This was, you know, self-explanatory, but okay. Let me see if I can turn him up, because I can't barely hear him. I don't know if character's volume is the same as narrator. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. That's weird. Story-wise is meh, but the mechanics are fun. Better with friends, to be honest. I didn't even realize that it was a multiplayer-y type game. Let me window this up real quick so I can see you real time. Or not. There we go. Like even the even the menu is annoying. Like, oh, hold Y to do these changes, and like, okay. I think they tried a Subnautica like storytelling and playstyle. I love Subnautica, but I don't know. Do you have a good amount of time in this? Like, what's your exposure to it? Like, I'm facing. Why is the horn facing the opposite way there?
Try pulling the other lever.
Oh, that's funny. It's like try pulling the other lever, and I pulled the same lever. Yeah, this is still not getting the message, so I'm just gonna have to peek over there and keep track of you. Alright, press E during the minigame. Bonus series give more acceleration, accumulate energy to spend over time. Vehicle move at a minimum speed when it runs out of energy. Got it. Release the brake, which is gonna have the handle. Brake. Oh, okay, that's just our like our power lever, a power level.
Scientist or inventor? I hope he's not too upset that we stole his train. That was awkward.
Okay, new quest. Collect some garbage. Doesn't run very well. Now, that's not like... That's not a bad on the game by any means. My system is not great, so there's that. Alright, I don't want to really throw the brakes on, because I'm just ditching the momentum that I just got. I just need one wood, though. Hey, let's murder these little cute guys for seeds for some reason. About 7 hours, okay. Much like early releases of Subnautica, nothing is really intuitive. That's unfortunate because, like, this is complete, you know? Like, I remember swimming around Subnautica and you just wanted to see stuff. Like, you didn't even care. Like, you're like, oh, can I pick that up? Oh, okay, cool. And since I think Subnautica and Raft exist... Open the build book. Select an object. Most objects require floor or walls. Use the hammer. I'm probably going to forget all that it just said. Research table makes more sense first. I'm assuming that's what it wants me to do. But you know, in Subnautica, you're like, there's cool stuff all over the place. And this is reminding me of Forever Skies, where you kind of just like look around and you're like, do I even really want to explore? Research points, research components to the table to earn them. Items will be consumed. When you dismantle the table, the accumulated points will be returned as items that can be reused. More complex component, the more points it will yield. Okay. Come on, bro. Let me play the game here. What's... That's the extent to which your health can be automatically restored outside of combat. So this is like a food type thing. Yeah, organics, ice, cooked food from the kitchen. Got it. Okay, I was like, no more tutorial hints. Let me do what you wanted me to do in the first place. Yeah, I suppose we'll chuck it in the corner back here until we figure out what's what. Okay. We have this cat walrus seal. Can I stab that thing? Exactly, that's exactly what it was. And not even just that, it was like, hey, look around, there's cool stuff all around me. I'll research, I suppose I should pay attention to this. To the second gate or stop in this case, you can have the trolley keep moving. Third gate is going to be a problem though. Okay. Okay, I know research points, and we were obviously going to throw... Okay, so you just throw crap in the table then. Oh, alright. I hate when I get, like, a sense in my head of how I feel about it, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, that's not how I should go into these, right? Like, I completely open-minded, like, oh, that's cool, look at this. But, like, for instance, just kind of look around in the world. Like, you know, you can't really three-dimension cool stuff everywhere. But since we're talking about Subnautica, think about Subnautica. I mean, even when you're, like, getting blown up by a organic, flowery creature since you're not paying attention. Even when you're out of the water in Subnautica. Like, the sky is beautiful, the water looks great. Obviously we're going to keep playing, but I'm rather underwhelmed in the first, what is this, probably 10 minutes. I feel like that probably will boost you out. You know, when I can just throw crap in the research table and then just like gain research points for it, it's kind of like, oh, okay. But there's obviously, you know, there's a draw here. I think this is relatively popular. Just kind of keep that going so we don't lazily do nothing. Let's do a metal, because that's, I'm assuming all the kind of basic materials are 1 point. How much does that take? 2 points. Smelter 1, blueprints for bar, copper and iron. Okay. Obviously, you know, the crafting staples are here. I hope that sooner than later we get some type of raft, like, you know, collection hook. I assume we will, right? Like, that's the whole shtick of these games. Is that stuff will kind of collect automatically and whatnot. Get you, there's no incentive to go forward like in other similar games. You know, like, I know there's stations just from like the trailer and whatnot. But you gotta hook me relatively early. If you've got kind of weird narration and like the sound effects are good, the music's good. Like I've kind of beat this dead horse on the surrounding area, but I'm a bit biased since I was talking with other players playing this. Yeah, I get it. I get it for sure. And like I said, over the next, let's see, we've got about an hour and 20 before we kind of call it quits, just to be safe from potentially being stuck with a game we don't want. We'll find out. We'll find out. What was our next good container one? 4 points. Not a lot of different stuff either. Let's just kind of, yeah, haul it out here. I don't really get kind of feel like that would have taken more effort, you know? Like, alright, I'll stop. I'm just like tearing this game apart that I have like 20 minutes in. Like, oh, this is garbage. Get that refund. Well, and the audio is so off too. Like, I just had to turn it down again because all of a sudden it's blasted at me. But no, we don't make the call that early. I have made the call. The first one of these, I think it was the first one of these I ever did, had ever done rather, was for Ranch Simulator, and that was an experience. That will get you in and out quite quickly. Yeah, see, like, I'm assuming there's gonna be some Nordic type connection here, but I just haven't, we have no idea why we're in this weird void. I don't even know why I was babysitting a cabin in this, like, I don't know. We'll let it tie together, though. I don't like that little portally stuff there, but... Alright, at least we get our first station. Sneak in. Oh yeah, there's soldiers, that's right. I was like, why? You're playing on 2 monitors or on TVS and to see if you can see both chats. I can see both chats. I've got to glance over at second monitor, which I use Ghost Chat, which usually shows me the Twitch chat on screen. I do need to fiddle with that just for a second again. Because usually when you go windowed, that takes care of it. Is that the only option? Yeah, it is. But yeah, I can see both chats. Blue sample. Okay. That's very, very hand-holdy. Like, stand out here. Look at this structure. Where would you go? I don't really need, I don't need it to be like, hey, you should duck under this thing and go in here next. I mean, it feels like a tutorial area, like, can you use the controls? I know. Tell me to calm down. I've not even been close to being impartial about this game. That is not a fair shake. Okay, so I thought blue sample was maybe something specific to this, but obviously it's just going to be like samples in general. Maybe more research points. I didn't think about that. When I didn't make the jump, I was like, yeah, that kind of makes it, the possibilities for the station's interesting, since you have like gravity, in the station, but not kind of in between parts of it. So they could do some cool stuff with that for sure. When I was looking at the main menu and you see like our little like, old grandpa guy, old grandpa explorer pioneer, I was like, oh, okay, he's kind of cool looking. And then I see his shadow and I'm like, he looks dumb. First station is basically here's live action tutorial. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't like explicitly make that happen, like you start at this station. The station is, holy crap, they're everywhere attacking me. Well, good thing I have this. With 3 rounds. I like targeting.
Who do you think this skeleton was? So many diagrams on the table. He's probably some kind of designer. Well, used to be.
Okay, go away, revolver.
He left the combination of the safe right out in the open. That was a great idea. But don't ever do
Is that what I just took?
Okay?
No. Data on the scientist. Was it about to tell me in the little window there? Or is it just going to give it to me? Oh, okay.
I got an idea. We're going to need those parts soon.
Does it say infinite? Okay, it does. Obviously, I'm assuming it's going to be like the weak garbage. Oh, that was weird. I was like, do I have to shoot this out? No. I'm gonna swing back and forth in both chats to improve your metrics. I appreciate that, man. Thanks. Better recommendation spot that way. Man, you're putting all this in this work. I'm just sitting here playing games, brother. We gotta come up with some kind of exchange program. I know you were over in Doc's stream, but I don't know if you're a partaker of the streamage as well. It's cracking me up because I never met Doc, obviously, and I had never like seen his streams before. I just saw somebody was playing Kerbal Space and it was the hard mode career. So then you pop into Doc's stream and at first it's like, oh, what's going on in here? Not worrying, just watching a fun stream. I appreciate that, man. Hopefully you see some goods that you like while you're here. I ain't a streamer yet. I like that yet. Make it happen, man. You know some folks that are better at it and more experienced than I, but if you ever need anything, give a shout. Okay, add a wagon, upgrade wagon. So that's build a module. This just tack onto the front. Okay, just the parts. Crew, alright, so that's our little buddies. Upgrade the platform you train locomotives using building console. Oh, that's what that little box is for, okay.
An engineer, truly an engineer.
Cool. Alright. And that's build a module, which we, I guess, don't have any BPs for. Mod for him, so it might be quiet for a small bit when he starts, but all in to support a new streamer. How long since you started, if you don't mind? Let's see. It's December 1st. It's gonna be a year, I think, in February. That sounds right to me. But I didn't start multi-streaming until, I don't know, a couple months ago, maybe like June, July-ish. So it's kind of hard to keep track since, you know, Twitch wipes the old stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be about a year. Kind of at the first of the year here. Release the train and brakes to leave the depot. This action is irreversible. New path. Well, on the road again, I guess. Let's go get some, let's go play with this plant since this is what I assumed. Yeah, okay, I assumed it just kind of shot you out of the way there. Oh, that's cool, all the way back to the train. Yeah, I don't, I didn't give this game a fair shake, right? Like, I had bad tastes in my mouth, but that's kind of the point of this series also, is to, like, get... Because 2 hours for a really extensive game, like, take DayZ, for instance. I had DayZ, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and I was like, this game is awful, and I returned it. And now I have like 700 hours in it because I tried it again. So 2 hours is rarely like enough to give games a fair shake. But that's kind of why I do this series, because it's like you have to sell me in 2 hours for Steam, right? I'm cheap, and especially when it comes to buying games, and especially like full price games. You know, like this was, I don't know, it was under $10, so it's not like this was a big thing. But at the same time, a big part of game design and development is like you gotta get me, you gotta draw me in, you gotta make sure that I'm like super excited about your game. Now, I'm not trying to lecture, you know, the people that aren't listening, but blocked by the quest. We'll let them know we're here. What's going on down here? I don't even know what this is that I'm shooting at. Hold F to look closely. interesting introduction to that there's other trains on the tracks. Like, I get it, right? You're going to have more efficient pumps, and if it did nothing and, like, you had to hit this every time, you know, that would be garbage. But it's kind of funny how, like, you can totally miss every single swing on that thing, and just, like, you're still still going. I was really hoping we were going to get to start shooting some folks. Rubble deposits, and there's eggs later on. Okay. You know, I think the reason I'm being so pessimistic about this game is because we have these experiences already, right? We've already talked about Subnautica. The visuals on Subnautica is certainly what captivates you immediately. On Raft, the hook, the throwing the hook is like immediately fun. You're like, oh, let me see if I can grab 2 things at a time now, you know? And you don't even realize that you start collecting the items to use in the game. This is like, you know, you jump off and do your little stupid swim thing, and, you know, the rope to pull you back takes like 45 minutes to get you on there. No exaggerations here, of course. So I don't know. I don't have that, like, I don't have a visual incentive. I don't have a fun incentive. I just have like a, this is what you have to do to progress. And I think that's maybe a little bit of a misstep. But I don't think this game had a chance with me. We got in here and I was like, oh, the narrator's voice is terrible. The shark is a big incentive to get parts. When you see that, that is a cool part. Okay, so blue sample is like super research point heavy then. I don't think, yeah, everything else was all one, wasn't it? Yeah. When you see, you know, how many sharks do you want in the settings, it was like, what? So yeah, that could be cool for sure. That's smart. You can come beside the fact, like, either research useful stuff or do decor separately. Bolts, gear, and spring. Copper pipe and wire. I don't think we've seen, like, copper ore or iron ore yet, if I'm not mistaken. That certainly catches the eye, whatever's going on up there. I'm going to keep grabbing crap just because obviously if we don't, I'm going to complain about that later. How come it takes so much stuff and we don't have any of it? Yeah, I don't know if that's a gate or what's going on there. I'm interested to see a couple guns too, because obviously gunplay would be, you know, a big thing about this too, since Subnautica was like specifically against that. Raft doesn't really have like a spear gun or something, or you can throw spear. I remember fighting like the creatures and whatnot, but I never finished Raft either. I played it like so early access and then like went back after it released that I never actually finished the whole thing. Might have to do that sooner than later. Because at least the look and the gun, like it, even the art style feels a little bit. We're just gonna honk at Gates because that seems appropriate. It feels very like what am I reaching for? BioShock Infinite is kind of what, you know, kind of like that steampunky. Like the gun looks, you know, it's just a revolver, but it looks and feels kind of like that way. Won't spoil it, but a friend of mine got pissed because he fell for a red herring in stats of research building branch. Oh, okay, interesting. It's like a rune sail.
I see. Can't expect a warm welcome. That's a shame.
It's kind of... I almost feel like this is like something I would do, right, with this like gate animation. And it's like a guy on the team, or a girl, we won't do that, on the team, like came up with this animation for this like rune gate that like pulls a large object, and they're like, oh, check this out, and they're like, yeah, put it in the game. Well, I mean, does this game know me? It's like, put some gambling in. He'll like it then. I was thinking more in line with Dishonored, but less stealthy. Dishonored just didn't take with me, so I didn't really give it a lot of time. But I absolutely see what you're talking about. Yeah, for sure. Builder box. Resource box will not be saved if you leave the depot without picking them up. Oh, okay. Just inventory space, I assume. I'm hoping there's some faces to shoot at this station. Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, the Dishonored is a way better comparison for the art style. Kind of cool how it leans the gun when you strafe. Never completed the game, but I think we were aliens building the Rainbow Bridge for Valhalla. I can see that. Yeah. That explains the void and stuff. Calm down, man. Just die with some dignity already. Okay, I see some splody goods. That's my fault. Okay, I clicked off screen. There we go. It just went windowed. That was so strange. We'll see if I can actually see the stuff. I like clicked. Oh, it's so weird. Okay, is that not gonna blow up, or did I just miss it? Yeah, it's gonna blow up. The screen kind of has gone windowed right now, so I kind of can't see the bottom, which isn't super important, but it's it's super distracting me right now. Their death noise has something to be desired. And so does my aim, apparently. That feels pretty good. The recoil control, or, you know, lack thereof, feels pretty good. Earlier shooting guns in this was kind of like, oh, doesn't, I hear you babbling. I don't remember, but I don't think there was any melee button or anything, which seems like that should have been a thing. Chemical waste. I have no idea what these guys have said. Not one time. I was gonna say, I don't feel like I picked up something from every guy that I've shot here, but... Left, right, center. I'm just trying to intimidate him, that's all. Should be wrong item equipped. I need to sort that real quick, because as soon as I clicked to shoot, it went windowed, but I still can't see the chat, which is really strange. Yeah, okay. It took that long for that setting to take for some reason. I just realized how poor my health is also. I haven't been eating per the instructions. Wasn't there... Well, I don't think you can eat a chemical agent or chemical waste. This is promising too, right? I was making fun of the murdering of the little space worms, but, you know, having like some type of growing plants mechanic is potentially pretty exciting for a game like this. Put a little grow plots and stuff on your train cars. Listen to me try to backpedal and act like I love it. Locate the source of sound. I think I've been complaining so much about the game that I missed like what sound. I don't even know what sound that's referring to. Apparently something made a sound and I blabbed my way through it while our narrator friend talked about it. That looks significant, but also it's could be just like, I don't know, sewer manhole cover. We have an altar. Now I thought I saw like mineshaft style back here and totally ignored it. I'm assuming I think I like looked down there and then kept running. Yeah, okay, at least like a corridor or bunker of some type. Now there's a shark poster on the left there. Yeah, like this kind of stuff is very, very breath edgy to me, which is a great game. But since I played that, I don't know, it makes this feel unoriginal, and I know that's not fair to this.
A self-made trolley, small with armed, motives unclear, presumably linked to the personnel has been eliminated on post number. Permission granted to open fire to kill. Over and out.
So we're the bad guy. Tremor reference. Yeah, it looked like it. I gotta take a graboid. Yeah, the graboids. This almost looks like, you know, you gotta take some kind of inspiration, right? But there's definitely like, obviously there's runes on the right here, but there's also almost Japanese characters like ta, ku, upside down no. That's funny. Teeth. Alright, so they're obviously not happy with us since we started the murder train. Climb aboard the murder train. Wolfenstein, I never noticed that. What am I missing on that? This poster? Well, you I am inside the desk. Was it that poster, or was there something else that was Wolfenstein-y? The Japanese characters you mentioned. You have me intrigued. Like they're similar in Wolfenstein? They do that? Poster was Wolfenstein. Yeah, for sure. I started getting ready to show my age. I started playing what's the new Colossus or whatever the like I'm going to call them the new ones, right? Bear with me. I know those games are not anywhere new, but I started those and then I kind of didn't really play them again. You know, the Wolf 3D and stuff is what I basically grew up with, you know, as far as shooters go. Doom, original Doom. So on these playthroughs, on these review videos, right, I almost always comment when a game wears its inspiration on its sleeve. And then I talk about how that's a good thing. I didn't go on this side. We need tokens. We need to see what this is all about. I talk about how that's a good thing. And in this, you know, like these robot, you know, fascist, let's just call them what they are, Nazi-type characters, you know, you get that sense also. So it feels like a Subnautica, a Raft, you know, with maybe... I've not put enough time into Dishonored to say if that's, you know, an inspiration also for the combat and stuff like that. But again, I don't feel like they've added enough to it to make that feel okay. I guess I don't really understand this. Well, okay, yeah I do. You've got 2 more spaces. I just haven't picked anything up because I'm lazy and terrible at this game. So if you need to drop some build stuff off and go in and get treasures, there's got to be more to this side, right? Yeah, well, it helps if you know, continue walking and stop turning around at the the gambling bit. That's kind of smart. Exchange stuff. I can get metal. Did that actually give me it? We have 20 scrap metal and 1 fat. I clicked this. Okay. That was weird. I clicked it, it made a noise, but it didn't do anything. So now I should have 2 fat, not 2 fat. I don't know what happened there. Hello? I'm staring at it like, what is this device? I need some Healy type devices. Some yum-yums of various flavors and such. Now this doesn't actually throw it in here, right? Okay, there's ammo down there. Slot 1, 2, suit, and a backpack. Alright. Well, I don't know how to get tokens, but now I feel like we're missing out. I'm pulling the lever. Gotta score. Oh, come on, really? Why? Why put the ball in there? This is where Gen Pop lived, or what? Come get their yard time? I gotta keep an eye on this timer as well. So 8 minutes for the hour countdown, and then we'll throw another hour timer on, or a 45-minute, just to make sure we don't blast through our time. Quest completion thing, been years though. Well, apparently I didn't complete the quest. Let's go. And miss out on the gambling. I know everybody's I don't know what the... I'm going to be ageist for a moment. I don't know what the age range is on that. With like this anti-gambling thing. I know like the rest YouTuber community, like that would, they'd get offered sponsorships for gambling websites a lot. And everyone would like, I'm never watching them again. They endorsed gambling, and it's like, I mean, you know, you mad if people say they smoke? Like, people have vices. I know, the anti-gambling group is going to be like, well, that's enough of this guy. Once again, I'm blabbing through him talking about Hungry Monsters. I'm assuming that was a shark reference. Fight off the shark. I haven't looked at the journal once. It's not actually, now that I'm thinking about it, am I complaining? I also didn't find any guns or anything. Probably should have been paying more attention to see if that's something we can get out of here. 2 inventory slots in all containers. Water condenser, kitchen. He just said there's sharks about, so let's go ahead and turn our back and look into the research table. Decor. Environmental object. That seems like an interesting use of 10 points. Yeah, I think we want that. Why are you... Oh. I'm like, why are you telling me how to add points? Because you clicked the add points button. I had to old man lean forward and squint. No! I haven't looked around once, and that's probably not smart when it's like, fight the shark.
And these are dangerous creatures we seem to have encountered before.
I saw in the thumbnail bits, I'm getting shot. You should probably pay attention to that. Oh, it's these guys, okay. Yeah, you're not kidding about Station 3. I'm not even good at, you know, taking on 1 or 2 of these guys. Rushing my shots a little bit too much. Oh, that's so horrendous. Like, I feel like there's a little bit of delay. Oh my goodness, shush. On the revolver too. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like if you're trying to rapid fire, it kind of delays on it. That guy scared me so bad. I knew he was there, and I came around the corner and it kind of like lagged just enough to be like, oh, okay, he's gonna get away. I'm gonna die here in a second. Let's figure that out. Oh, token! Come on, man. Where's... Oh, up there. Oh, that was really bad stutter there. I was about to say, don't...
Going to have to stay here a little longer, at least to clear the path.
There's a dude up here. Don't act like everything's cool now. Yeah, they could have gone with a different sound effect for them dying there. This is the light version, but you know, spoilers. So, yeah, I appreciate the anti-spoiler. I'm assuming, yeah, we're gonna like click a button. It's gonna slowly peel. The aim doesn't work every time either. It's very strange. It's gonna slowly peel this back, and we're gonna have to, like, you know, defend it type thing. Is kind of what I feel is coming there. But before we do that, I need to figure out how I can, you know, not die. Well, we've got the wood, and obviously that was going to be here, so let's do that. Did I keep... Okay, I accidentally kept the planks going the same way. I was like, if they're not facing the same way, that's going to be a little much for me. What I was looking for... I mean, obviously, if I find like a grow plot or something, I don't have nearly enough time to make that do anything at this point, but you know, let's play the game a little bit, pretend like we're progressing here. Okay, fuel, obviously that's going to take wood, I assume, because it was like, you know, consume some stuff, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll consume some stuff, and I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be fuel stuff, not me eat it stuff. Revolver module. I imagine there's like a gun workbench that I've totally ignored. Add resource. Oh, it's not done. Okay. Scrap metal. That makes sense. I was going to say, I haven't picked up anything we can smelt. Not enough fuel. Yeah, that'll just to see. Oh, okay. I hope that's not minutes. Hopefully that's seconds. And then, is it going? Yes? No? Oh, hit the button. Jumping around so much on stuff that I'm like, how come it's not doing what I wanted to? Alright, we've got to figure out what we can consume. Slot machines, yeah, where were you a couple minutes ago? Drop your... Yeah, I don't have anything else. I was about to say, and I need a bar to finish this. You don't have enough space to pick up the thing to make sure you have enough space. Hopefully when I drop that... Okay, I was going to say, hopefully when I drop that it goes to the ground and not, like, to the abyss or something. Cool. Let's just throw a bunch of goods over here. Oh, okay. Makes either 3 at a time, or I just was a little longer to get back to it. I don't know what these slots are all about. Interesting. Actually, I kind of want to leave this stuff that's a little more rare. Alright, well, we didn't solve our problem at all, but... What does N do? Okay, deconstruct. Alright, well, we're obviously going to die, but what that kind of does for us, too, is we get to see what happens when you die. If that really needed an explanation. Really couldn't have, like, you know, a little snack somewhere. Alright, there is our hour timer. So between... Disappeared. Hadn't seen the big fish yet. I don't know if that's the shark or not, but between the sound check and me setting up the thing and having the music play for the start of the stream, we're an hour in. So we've got a 45-minute timer going now, and at the end of that 45-minute timer, regardless of what we're in the middle of, or regardless of what we're looking at, we're going to have to bail out and then make our final determination. I know it seems like I've made up my mind, but honestly I haven't quite yet.
Unfortunate news. You're wanted at every post. Oh, no, wait. That's not you. It's a scientist accused of stealing classified documents and artifacts. That's what he looks like.
Well, I like that. Move similar items. That's super handy. Take a leaflet. I saw my little cheating room that I've been complaining about the whole time. Oh, it's in this shack up there. It's funny, I didn't realize, like, I took it and ran because I was expecting, or moved it rather and ran. 30,000 Omega somethings. Okay, we haven't also been paying any attention to the journal, so let's take a peek in there as well. Oh, that's just that. I'm sitting over here reading this like that's new, but that's been there for a while since we hit the first station, I believe. Okay. Workbench 1. I'm assuming that's what I need. So I thought for sure... You had me all hyped up, Gore. I thought... I'm like getting ready as soon as I move that thing that... I didn't like that. It just felt dirty when I did it. I was like, hey, here come these space worms. But he has fat. And we need fat. Okay, I'm sorry to the space worms. We have the research workbench. We need wood. It would be nice, and now I'm going to complain about quality of life stuff. It would be nice if you could... I meant to shift click that so it would pop over. If you could build with the stuff that's on your train, if you're in your train. But I know when you have like a huge train, that would be maybe a little much. Oh, that smelter placement's terrible. Okay, what do you got for me? All the parts. Okay. Okay, I get it. You make your fresh ones or you recycle it out of junk. Okay. Heard some splodies. Looks like a skull from over here. Pew! Oh, that's funny. That's not what I expected. Now, are these the sharks? Oh, I'm just making it mad is what I'm doing. At least I'm hitting shots for once. Okay, they do hit shots as well. I kind of wanted to see what we can make, you know, if you harvest stuff out of them. You know, like foods, for instance. Some tasties. I'm assuming it'll only kind of come your way when you're in the void. I don't want it to bail. I'm not really in any kind of health shape to be... Hey, how do we get the shark over here? How come it's leaving us alone? Alright, let's move on. Yeah, I almost think, and like, I get why they didn't, but I almost think if you would have done a kind of raft, like, you know, either, even if you had like a goofy pool net, the movement over there made me stop because I was like, that's like a shark, like, tail flopping up and down there. I think it is too. Just something that you could like, some type of little mini game type deal, because this, you know, it says like, oh, play the mini game to move the train. I feel like you could like not touch this thing for a good amount of time. You'd be all right. That is a creature. Okay, a better weapon would have been nice before we made it to this point, but you know, here we are. Quickly, can we have anything? Container rack. We never got our water bits. For 8 points. That's only one. That's not worth it. The blue specimen sample. I might regret this, but I'm just going to torch all of them. Assuming that's kind of their only purpose. But we'll see. Water condenser and kitchen. So I think we're going to want to grab the water condenser. I've let my health just like go by the wayside and completely ignore it. Loot catcher's nest. Okay, there we go. I felt like there had to be, you know, something large like that I was missing. Let's get just enough to get the garden as well. Did that say you could get? Oh, demolisher. Okay, that looked just like the blue sample to me, and I was like, can you make that? That would be a crazy. Okay. Not enough resources. So I need to make a bunch of parts. There too. What's that? Bolts and the copper pipes, maybe? What can you recycle? Copper junk. Well, we didn't really get much of anything. Scrap metal and chemical. Let's throw this stuff back over. Now I'm all jumpy because I know there's like this huge shark-like creature about. Okay. I don't now remember. We need fuel too. Not enough fuel for that. 10 per. Okay, these do 15. Let's just throw all that in there. And then we might as well... Why are you not happy? No space for the finished product. Okay. So that's the incentive to build another one. I did that because I was thinking about ore being in there, and then I remembered that's not a thing. Yeah, the F to pull to the train. I imagine that you're gonna get something like automated for that later, because that's just like ridiculously slow when you're trying to like scoot yourself back. I don't even remember what we were trying to craft and what we were working on. It was coming up on a gate anyway. No reason to shoot those, other than that's fun. They hinted at our should be encountering raiders and packs soon enough. This is what I was looking for. Bolts and copper pipes, I think. Copper pipe. Give me that. And then I believe the iron is going to be... the bolts, rather. Will be iron. Oh, you need to take that. In my haste to complain about, you know, the game and how it's similar to other games and stuff like that, I think you're right. I think I've missed some stuff that's been pointed out. I'm not like focusing on collecting for research. I feel like I probably could have acquired a gun already, like a better gun that I've just not done anything about, and I'm probably going to get murdered right now.
Looks promising, at least on the outside.
Yeah, because I feel like this is going to help me not die, but I've already waited too long to do anything about that. Because I thought when I was talking about, you know, you can get consumables, wash your hands, to keep your health regen higher, and then it would keep your health higher. I just was like, assumed I would find them, kind of at stations and stuff, and then did nothing about it whatsoever. So, that might be a very real reason that our life gets ended prematurely. I gather that that's going to be a dangerous way since it wants me to go that way, so just like any... I keep trying to pick up every single one, and it's like, you haven't shot since you tried to do that last time. Stop it. Like every good game player, let's totally ignore what we should do and go somewhere else. This looks like... Oh, okay, so I do to the left here. Well, there's no missing them when you get close. Oh, okay. It helps if you hit your targets. That's that chemical waste, right? Yeah. I'm like so concerned with not dying, which obviously is a good goal to have, but you know, it helps if you actually hit your shots as well. Dead. Yeah, we knew that was coming. Might be wrong, but there used to be healing stations at each stop. There very well might be, and I've just missed them. Like I said, the complaints have been strong tonight. I don't know. Maybe I needed a nap or something before this one. Okay, so I'm assuming you kind of drop your stuff. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. There's a penalty to being a turd and not being good at the game. That guy did not have any idea that I had resurrected myself. There's a guy over here that wasn't there. Maybe that was that guy. Okay, well that's one way to do it. Hopefully I've lost some things. Because if, you know, you're starving and you can just, like, let these guys take you out, that's not really a... It sounded like he was, like, rat prowling. I don't think they're saying any words in English, but... Give me the goods. I think maybe it did take some stuff away, which should be... that is what it should do. Rat kill stole my income. Positive that's what he said. I do feel the fights are a little samey. I know, it's me, right? It's me. So like I don't want to just say, you know, that's the game's fault. But I didn't... Is that another revolver barrel? I think so. What can I ditch, though? This is why that stuff is in the beginning. I haven't made an effort to get new guns and stuff. So I can't be like, oh, how come it's all revolver? Hide behind stuff and shoot your revolver. Clearly that's my fault. Unless you literally can't have gotten anything else. But I can't imagine it would be introducing, like, the other types of ammo. Unless there was something to that. This is also the second time this altered, so I think this is kind of the exact same as that last station before last. It kind of had the altar in the back, you know, with some additions. Like this stuff wasn't there, but I'm trying to contemplate what would make me less complainy about this game. I think we already talked about the mechanic of gathering goods, but I need to get that, what did it say, like loot catcher station or something like that. I need to check that out, because that very well might have one of my whiny gripes covered. I think I already have that too, don't I? Maybe not. I kind of want to run back to the train and swap that out, but I also need to be mindful we have just over 30 minutes. So I kind of don't have time to be scoping that out. But that's what's good about it too. I want, if we get to the end of 2 hours and I have like a list of stuff that I wish I would have taken more time on, that's the whole point. So let's do, every game should have that. That's not very common, the move similar items. Big fan of that. And we don't even know what we can do with those yet, so we might as well throw those in there as well. Yeah, you get into like box sorting, and there's something to be said about that being a good mechanic that you have to do yourself, but you still would have to, right? Like you'd have one with your resources and one with gun parts, yada yada yada. So I like that though. Pass that on, devs. Make other game folks get on board with that. Yeah, but as I was saying, if I have like my list of stuff that I wish I would have looked into, like, could we have gotten better weapons up to this point? You know,
Open it with a hammer this time. You need a key.
could we have already rigged our train like to several cars and had, you know, crazy stations set up all over. Let's drink that real quick because I do want to see 5% food. Okay, and then I'm assuming not the smelter. There's going to be... Oh, the kitchen was another thing that we should have done. So yeah, so like food, I haven't even begun to scratch the surface. This next railway is going to be a pain with not being able to collect stuff. So I should have already put the old collection station on the front and whatnot. I probably should be well more advanced in gear, and I could have researched the crap out of stuff, and instead I've just been kind of pooping through. But like I said, that is one of the shortcomings of doing these in 2 hours. But it's also realistic, right? Like, that's what... at least I don't. Maybe I'm way off base, but when I grab a new game, I'm not like, you know, let's see if we can take our time through this. Like, I really want to see the game, and unless it presents itself pretty early on, like, what was the I think the last one we did was Surrounded. You get the sense of almost the entire game pretty early on in that game. But there's enough there, and that game's not finished, right? Like, that's a solo developer that's still working on it. There's enough there that you know what you're getting, but then you want to get it also, if that makes sense. So, for newbie soloing this, you're doing fine. I feel like, I appreciate that, but I feel like I said, I could have done a lot better. I think I let my poo-poo attitude drive my playstyle a little too much. Like, I'm okay with being skeptical of a game, especially since that's the point of me playing this, is to get like the good feel out of it and make me like it, if you will. But yeah, I think I took that to an extreme tonight. Okay, so here's our parts box. I also don't expect to know wagon platform. Okay, this is... Oh, interesting. Maybe this is where we get to see... But I didn't even attempt this, right? Like, I didn't even attempt to get rid of our stupid pump stuff. I'm still, like, doing this by hand. Okay, that's all the same machinery that we have. Add a wagon.
Uh-oh. Look at our big train. They always grow up so fast.
We need more platforms. Because I haven't built walls. I haven't done, you know... I haven't done anything to make the train not suck. Devs plan for you to play with others, not solo, which is poor design. It is poor design. You know, the buddies I play with, we like go in waves of stuff that we like to play. So it's actually kind of painstakingly difficult. Like this is obviously stuff that I revolver. It's all revolver modules. I imagine you tack stuff onto your current gun to make a better gun. It's kind of hard to get us to play a new game. So when we like recommend to the group, like, hey, let's play this, you know, if you don't have like buy-in on enough people, it doesn't happen, which is kind of funny. They're like, yeah, I don't really want to play that. I'm like, okay, and then we just like keep playing the same stuff. But yeah, I prefer to do these from a solo point of view, because obviously I think every game in existence plays better with friends when it allows it, you know? So I don't think it's maybe it is, but I don't think it necessary to show like, hey, look how fun this is when somebody else plays it with you. Okay, we need a bolt, a gear, and copper wire. Bolt. I wish this would at least let you queue and then like tell you it's not going to do it. Gear. And maybe, actually let me test that. Can I? Okay, good. At least you can pick it up off the bench. I was about to say, I definitely don't like how you have to get out of it, but they've thought of that as well. Bigger the carriages, you slower you go, which is why that switch offers bonuses if timed right. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, like I've been, Gore, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry that you're, you know, you're like counteracting all my my pouts tonight. But yeah, with me whining about that earlier, that makes sense that there's a function for it. Okay, what, loot catcher. Where'd that go? Loot catcher's nest. Allows you to gather resources in the void in exchange for water. Okay. I don't really understand the connection, but let's find out. Oh my god, placement. I would also be better at this. Water loot catcher strikes it. Oh, okay, it's a creature. Got it, got it, got it. That's cool. Yeah, I would have had like, you know, 10 of these and 10 of these. And obviously he's not going to do anything unless we go to places that have goods. One more check. I did just want to see bandage. That's something that would be helpful. Armory. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So we were like on the cusp of getting the stuff that I was talking about. Table. Dance on the boat. The building. I don't know what that means. I've been avoiding all this type of stuff. Well, decor is different, but additional. Okay, we haven't demolished anything, so that's something I would go back for. That seems like a decor item to me. Anyway, so we need 10. Let's get 25 points so we can make that happen. I don't think I have any more blue sample, do I? I might regret this, because I'm assuming that's refined from the chemicals, but I imagine it's pretty hefty and... or not. Okay. And it looks like there's a relatively in-depth crafting system as well. Like, you know, as I scrolled down there, that seemed like they've got a pretty decent amount of stuff where it's going to be this crafts into that, and then you need that to craft that, so on and so forth. There's helpful and there's spoiling. Hard to discern when to say certain things without sounding like a pick-me or busybody. Man, I will not judge regardless, and if I don't want to heed your advice, I will respectfully say so. But yeah, there's no worries, man. If you got like, hey, stupid, why haven't you researched bandages yet? I won't be mad at you. I won't be mad at you. You can say whatever you want. Well, to a degree. You know what I mean. Alright, so we have an armory. I'm kind of catching up on all the things. Okay, container rack, so that's kind of nice. You can stack those up. Where is... we haven't done kitchen. Smelter, lab. Armory. 2 springs, 2 copper pipes. Yeah, I should have had smelters going, like, relatively non-stop. I don't like the fuel units. Like, that doesn't... why are we doing it in 10s and those in 15s when you could have just done it in 1s and 2s? But, you know... the complaining continues. That doesn't surprise anybody, I'm sure. Alright, let's get the train rolling. I want to see this guy in action, for sure. With about 20 minutes left, we're going to have to cram a lot of catching up. Bro, it's been an hour. Why aren't you at Station 5 already? Why aren't the credits rolling? You are terrible at this game. So that's my rig, right? Like when frames drop that bad and it's like, oh man, this game is super unoptimized. No, that was definitely like kind of what I'm used to, if you will, which is unfortunate. All right, I'm not gonna gather stuff myself. I'm just gonna sit here and watch you gather stuff. That's not true. We really need to gather stuff, but here. Did we do copper? No, we did iron. Okay, there's our little homie. I really want to see... I want this dude to come over. Come for a little hang. He just lets me shoot him, flies away. Okay, I was hoping... Like, this is cool. Like, this is a good addition. I don't know why... I'm just gonna have to build another one. But, I was really hoping it was something that you could, like, again, throw, like, a grappling hook or, you know, whatever at. 2 springs, 2 copper pipes. Give me them springs. We stare at the workbench and not go collect stuff. Only agreements I had with the game is the fact they used animals for stations. Made it seem like the devs thought the game would go viral and market plushies or something. It really does, yeah. I got that sense too. It's okay. So here's the issue, right? I don't have an issue with it, but... Did I just cancel those and not pick them up? Or not even make them? I did. I'm okay with it, but they didn't explain anything. Like, nothing. Like, what is this? Where are we? How did we get... Like, all the stuff that you would expect to kind of develop through a story in a game just hasn't been here. So if you're going to say, like, you know, well, in the void, these little creatures exist to blah, 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 whatever, anything, it would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, I can buy that. But instead, it seems like you're exactly right. It's just like, hey, aren't they cute? Who wants one? I've seen this armory 5 times and still I don't know what it looks like. It always wants to build stuff backwards. I wonder if that's because of the way I'm placing it. Okay, can we put a bunch of crap on our revolver? No? Something requires 10 scrap metal, it looks like. That I have that, so I don't know what it's reaching for, but... I just realized too, I'm like, where's this guy's stuff going there? That sounds very ominous. Like, they're good with atmospheric stuff, but like, that shouldn't be the only thing that I'm like, oh, what? What's going on? Like, every other time I'm just like looking at my train. Again, I haven't touched this once on this trip, which is smart, right? They don't want you just like be on the break all the time, but 2 copper, 3 stone, and 1 chemical use water type Pokemon. I mean, living creature. Better go fast. My small brain is trying to figure out what this even does. Do I have those parts not on me? That's probably why. That makes more sense. Oh, I hear my boys. What's happening? Oh, the old kill button. Hey, those things are cute. Hit the kill button. No? I guess I just really don't understand how to use this. Okay, that makes more sense. Long barrel. We're just gonna get massacred over here looking at benches. Here's obviously what you've been referring to. I thought that was lined up so well and then it just wasn't. Okay, we've got a decent... That sounded very sharky. They just come up and chomp your stuff? We're gonna go back here in a second. Yeah, I wanted to click some faces first. I didn't pay attention if long barrel even, okay, I know, I haven't cleared that away because I didn't get a chance to read it. Repair and destroy. Man, that just had Raft, like, all over it, though. You know, he just comes up and, like, takes a smack out of it. Where... Repair. Okay, well, you need items, it's 88%, so I'm not worried about it. I just want to play with my revolver, man. So that's the same grip then, I imagine. Looks like it has a grip, and handling is going to go down if I change the grip. That's weird. Doesn't tell me anywhere. Less reload speed. Basic barrel is better on accuracy and fire rate. So I kind of had everything. Well, basic barrel is different, I think. Maybe not, but... Alright, that didn't do what I thought. I thought there was going to be... like, extreme customization there. This thing on the track behind you will break your train. There was the, yeah, that thing, right? Oh, does it slowly move up the track? That makes sense. You know what I'll do? I'll just kind of have this slowly come back and then just go for a little swim. I assume the intent is for you to use your hammer on that, but I'm just always shooting it. Revolver module. Just probably stuff that I already have. Yeah, the blue samples are my favorite. That's the best bit. I just love how it's like, hey, you cleared the station with a bunch of bad guys on it. Here's a piece of wood. Like, oh, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, this station was quite underwhelming. Not station. I guess it's just like a little stop, which I expected kind of a lot more of those. Maybe that'll keep coming as you get further in. All right, let's go the other way. Yeah, that does start coming up the tracks, huh? I don't remember hitting the brake. Maybe it does it when you switch it. Okay. Are you properly watered, my little friend? We need another box. Yeah, I know. I don't like that. Like, if I can't fight you within reason, don't just come up and, you know, take a chomp out. How many minutes left? The timer has 12 minutes. And I do feel like we're kind of just getting into the bits where I'm kind of getting into, like, where I'm considering how I would have played it if I went started over, which is super positive. Let's move all the gun parts here. I know there's obviously something I can do to upgrade my personal storage. I did like the stash, feels like forever ago. At least I thought I did. Flex grip, flex grip. Can you break that stuff down? Wasn't that a thing somewhere? No, this just had like kind of consumable parts and whatnot. I feel like somewhere there was like, you know, almost like a cell mechanic. You could break stuff down. We got jellies? What do we got here? Oh, okay. It's just me, just me destroying. Oh no, they're jerks. Okay, so that was merited. Yeah, you little turds. I just assume, you know, it shows little shockies, and I'm like, oh, that's bad. Yeah, I've obviously, I've given up a little on collecting stuff myself, just due to lack of time for the most part. I just want us to get to the next station and then see if we can get into some cool stuff before we call it a session. I saw the shark shadow there. I did want to see what kind of other building stuff, because, you know, obviously there's walls and ceilings and such. Maybe that's in the decor bit that I've been ignoring. Random floor furniture. So I think that's another misstep, because to me that makes it sound like it's just going to give you, like, you know, some crap you don't want. Locomotive handrails. Okay, there's some significant... I don't consider that decor. Like, that's significant, I guess, design choices, if you will. But Yeah, when you start, you need to be rafting and just collect everything out there until you're basically until your inventory's full. Then come in, throw everything you've got on the research bench, and stack your, you know, your points up. So when you get to this level, because I'm obviously way far behind where I should be, I should have like crazy spots decked out. I obviously don't have what's necessary for this. You know, this is a new gun that uses a different ammo type. Maybe I found it. Just curious if you could destroy those. Doesn't look like it. But I'm basically conceding to the sacrifice of time, which we no longer have on our side. So we'll hit this last station. We might have to ditch on it. What I can do while this is going through, I don't think it'll stop it for you guys. Yeah, it won't. So we've got an hour 29 in it. So what I'm gonna do real quick when the timer goes off here is I'll put you guys on the intro screen and exit the game, and then get back into it just so we can verify, and we'll take this right up to the wire, because I would like to see a little bit more than just the 8 minutes that's on the timer left. So I'm thinking we're gonna have probably more like 20 minutes left.
There's a smell. It's weird. I don't recognize it at all.
What is this? Bunch of speakers with a switch. That seems safe. Once again, they want us to go that way. I haven't heard any of our friends yet. I don't know why every time I go into that, I get to a station, I look at that builder box, and like, I guess if you didn't have any containers on your ship, or not enough containers, it would make sense. But I don't know. It seems like I'm missing the point on that. Yeah, the repetitive stations is a bit for me also. Like a little bit more, even if there was like 2 different types of stations, but it kind of feels like every station is kind of, you know, now I've hit where the 2 before it was the same and 2 before that was the same. Well, that's not a very smart place to stand. Peek. He's peeking. I can pay attention to him instead. I didn't expect that to hurt anybody over there. Kill an enemy soldier with a gas tank explosion. Ooh. Good shot, dead guy. It looks to me like YouTube has taken a poop on me, so hopefully that's not the case. Get out of the way, dude. You're hiding treasures under there. Yeah, okay, so that's exactly what those boxes are for. You know, you got treasures on the ground and you can't do anything about it. Mechanical junk. Yeah, it's not that the level design is bad. Like, it's not that these don't look good, it's not that there's not, like, a bunch of stuff going on, but most of the time you run around, and there's boxes with the same stuff. That's the first time we've come across that. Red sample, I assume. You know, like, we still don't know what's up with runes. We're just like, oh, is this the engineer that's wanted? Like, after nearing, we're not quite 2 hours, we're basically an hour and a half. But an hour and a half in, I should have some understanding of what is going on. Who are these dudes? You know, like, what are we doing here? Yada, yada, yada. You guys have heard, I guess it's a Seinfeld night. You guys have heard me complain about that ad nauseum at this point. Yeah, I don't, I think what's baffling me about stuff is like the builder box, right? Like the storage bits. At this point in the game, if you don't already have your own storage, I mean, that'd be kind of weird. Like, why, how did you get this far without having a box? Yeah, that's right. You need, and I haven't gotten any of this stuff yet either. Maybe this is a lot longer game than I realized too, and I'm like expecting to have this huge, you know, train with a big engine on it.
It's definitely here somewhere.
And you know, that's, I just haven't gotten there yet.
Any ideas?
Get the documents from the desk. What? F. Oh, okay. You can melee. Like my first fight, I was like, they never showed you how to melee.
Okay.
They must have, and I just missed it.
Well, I get it.
Theme of the night, I guess.
I mean, almost. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Except that they were studying some kind of a beast trapped in a rock in the lab.
Okay, I thought that gave me an interactor there. Find the creature in the lab. This looks like very lab corridory to me. Oh, I left that red sample. I just realized that. I don't know how long the goods stay on the ground there. Oh, there's another one anyway. Mainly I'm curious on how much more. I keep wanting to call it science. Too much Kerbal Space Program recently. Research points. If the blue sample gives you 10, you know, does it give you 15, 20? What's the sample exchange rate, if you will? Let me reload the YouTube window there. There's a good chance. I hope that hasn't taken a poop. Usually it holds up pretty well, so we'll see. Might just be on my end here. Yeah, I was going to chase down red sample, but yeah, I don't even know what the ammo types look like, which is obviously a misstep on my part. Alright, hang on a second. Find the creature in the lab. Do we have our little rune mark? We don't? Interesting. Switch that over real quick. Yeah, YouTube is just not happy with me tonight. Sorry, bear with me 1 second here. Okay, I will say this about this game. It's another game that has me forgetting about my tea, which is probably ice cold at this point. Which that is a good thing. If I'm too into playing it and not drinking the tea, it's very telling. Okay. I have clicked out of that again. Sorry guys, give me 1 second so I don't lose track of you here. And actually we've got 14 seconds left, so what I'm gonna do, we're gonna stop that timer. I'm gonna give you the intro screen. We're not going away quite yet. Let me get that reloaded and then quit. Got that saved. I don't know when it'll actually save, if it saves at like a checkpoint or anything like that. I just want Steam to update the play time so we get a look on it. Okay, so we have 23 minutes. So 20-minute timer started. We'll jump back in. We're going to push this bad boy to its limits. Like I said, I would definitely start way differently. But the thing I'm thinking about, though, with our 20 minutes, because like I said, I want to see as much of this as we can, especially because I intend to make a whole YouTube video out of the summarized, you know, kind of review portion of it. It should be loading. It is, okay. My thoughts, though, on, like, going back... Get you back on the screen here. Save slot. That's the most recent. Load it up. Oh, that's kind of nice. You can change settings in the middle of your playthrough. That's not very common. You know, kind of like the things that I think are lacking in this game, I can pinpoint in other games. So it's kind of like I wouldn't then come to this game to get that itch scratched, if you know what I mean. Like, I just as soon... I don't know what's going on here. My mouse works, but my keyboard doesn't. We don't have time for this keyboard. It has been, like, I can't get out of that. Like, it's still letting me do other stuff. That's very strange. This doesn't help our goal for... But, like, see how I can, like, interact with other things and... Alright. That's different. Yeah, it's not my keyboard. Alright, one more time. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to Alt F4 here. That's really weird. It's like it opened that chest, or my inventory, and then it just, like, wouldn't clear it. It's burning our time. I mean, it's not technically, but we'll still roll with the same timer too, just in case. Anyway, the things that I'm thinking this game is lacking, when I think about, oh, if I started the game over again, I could correct some of that stuff, right? But I also could play a game that doesn't have those lacking, like Raft or Subnautica. So, you know, it doesn't really make me have the desire to try this anymore. Like, I get the sense of it, I can understand, but you have to, like, stretch the imagination a little bit anytime you do just a 2-hour playthrough to see. Okay, can I get in my inventory and back out? Yeah, okay. I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, you've got to stretch the imagination a little bit, so you kind of have to go, okay, what is this, you know, what would my train look like when it's 20 cars with, you know, like a steam-powered engine on the front of it, you know, those type of things, which is not that hard to imagine either.
It was not difficult to overcome this flimsy wooden obstacle, was it?
I don't even know what he's referring to. So I imagine, like, especially if you're into, you know, like that kind of extensive crafting system, which I am to a degree. I don't need it to be crazy, though. I don't need it to, like, you know, you need to craft 17 widgets before you can slap something together. Or just, like, the train thing in general. But I kind of think that's what makes it a little tough. Like, Raft is relatively on rails, right? Like, you know, you're always heading towards a destination, even though it feels like, oh, you can go anywhere you want. I'm like, not really. Eventually, you've got to make it to the story points and stuff like that. Subnautica is, you know, a handcrafted world, so of course it's the same thing. But I don't know how you could take a game that's literally on rails and make it feel like it's not. You know, you don't really have any choice. It's like, it's always forward, it's always upgrade, and that's okay. Like, not every game needs to be an open world. But I think it does kind of, I don't know, it doesn't allow for things like exploration and stuff, like how Raft does. Like, even though you're still always moving towards the same destinations in Raft, you've got the ability to, like, hey, what's that over there? And, oh, that looks cool, I want to stop here. And there's just enough events going on around your raft and so on and so forth. I don't mean to do such a heavy comparison on other games, but at the same time, that's not accurate. I do mean to do that because other other games of this likeness. Okay, that's funny. I didn't know what he was referring to the first time, but that's not there.
What's it in? It looks like amber. But it looks a bit heavy anyway. Can you handle it?
Can we smack it? No? Okay. Bring the beast to the unpacker. The beast. I'm assuming it's, another one of our little guys. Oh, okay, it's the speaker box with the button. I didn't know if you were going to take fall damage. I didn't actually notice it. I don't think I did, but hopefully not.
Looks like the kind of machine we need. Not that I read those documents very thoughtfully. Anyway, let's get in there. I'm pretty sure that's what it said.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm imagining I'm going to push the button. Like...
I mean, of course it worked. I told you so.
You just, like, zapped my little dude out? Oh, here he is.
Harmless. Has an excellent appetite. Blah, blah. Something about amber. So, what should we do?
Okay, I thought he was coming with. Get on the train, man. He just gave me stuff. Open the diary. Well, that's not very helpful. Roflemo. I feel like we could have, done a little better on naming here. Unpacker any demo. Any depot. Place amber in the chamber and the machine uses remote control. You need a spare bed to get Roflemo on the train. A spare bed?
Oh, I must admit, his artistic skills leave a lot to be desired. I could do better.
Is this, have we not even unlocked bed? On the train requires an empty bed. Beds can only be built on train car platforms. Upgrade the engine, special technology to expand it. See, this is the stuff I was talking about, right? Like, obviously, what's going on? So we're at this station. I had to reload a couple times because we had some weird glitches. But just discovered our first friend. And kind of the progression that I saw to be the thing. Construct a bed on the train. Okay, there we go. It gave us the BP for it. Crack this bad boy down and see what's what.
Take this horrible artist's doodles away. I hope he has.
Oh man, that was a misstep on my part. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. After the reloads, I didn't cue you back in here, but we went and got the guy out of the lab, and then built him a bed. Yeah, YouTube's frozen for me, so unfortunately I couldn't see that you weren't looking at what I'm looking at. Thanks, man. So, where did he go? Works on needs time to work machines, consider personal characteristics. Okay, so you've got to, like, care for the little guys, for them to do stuff as well. Did he just, like, disappear? Alright, that's weird. Invite, put a bed down. Little dude bails out. Let's roll on. Okay. There he is. So he's just gonna eat random garbage off the train. Yeah, I don't understand why they did a creature tie-in. Worker info. Okay, so that's how you set him up. Assigned to work. Alright, well, we're seeing like different mob type. Drops a little bit of stuff. We will slow you down, shoot the creatures on time. Alright, this is not going to be a thing, though. Cuz profit. Yeah. If I pick you up, will you stop doing that? That's pretty funny, though. Well, I don't want to release, like, for good release? Probably not, right? Yeah, go back to your bed. Or do whatever. Okay, well, we got through that station. It's going to be just over the time for us to make it to the next station. It's like 9 minutes. Actually, you know what? Let's try it. We got 9 minutes. Let's try and make the 9 minutes. Why not? I'm not going to cut it short. But I will continue blabbing at you as we crank this bad boy up. There we go. It's full. Full juice ahead. Yeah, I probably should take like a couple minutes to compose my thoughts on this, because that's, you know, when I do the video for it, I obviously have a little bit more time to think about kind of what I've seen and what we've played and gone through and stuff like that. And Gore, since you know the game better than I do, you know that these are going to be a bunch of assumptions and stuff. But like, I feel like it's a game. Yeah, I have to ponder on it a bit, but it's like a game if you've never played a game like this. Like, I talked about the maneuverability on Raft. The mechanics for building the raft gives you a lot more, like, unique builds. You know, the inherent constraints of building a train, right? You only go on the tracks, obviously. As you're going station to station, we talked about the visuals, right? Pretty lacking. Activity-wise, not a whole lot, you know? Like, especially after you can, I'm assuming, I don't know, maybe there's limitations on it, but after you just, like, you have a train car full of water condensers and loot catchers, and, you know, then you don't have to go get the little bits and bobs anymore, right? You just, like, come up and grab those, and I'm assuming the specialized stuff you won't be able to get. But you can picture the progression, which is also a good thing. So, like, I don't mean to sound like this is all negative here, but I picture having, you know, a locomotive, like, engine up front, and I'm running back, and here's the storage room, and the next room is a bunch of little turds like this guy, you know, just, like, cranking away on making, you know, bars, and the next room has workbenches, so on and so forth, right? Like, you can see some cool builds in here. And $10 is, like, the right price for this, right? Like, if I didn't have a bunch of other... So here's my ultimate determination, right? Like, I have a bunch of other games that I am playing right now, and I have a bunch of other games that are on sale that I'm going to be doing streams for, and stuff that, like, even just that I want to play off stream. So if I didn't have a laundry list of games, yeah, I'd keep this for $10. There's some, it's not perfect, right? Like, everything having a little creature on it. We talked about it a little bit earlier. There's just no tie-in to, like, whatever the story is. I don't have any idea where we are, who the bad guys are, who I am, why we're just, like, you know, all of a sudden I'm a train builder, which is fine, right? But, like, don't pretend like there's a story. Don't give me this narrator guy who's gonna, like, you know, walk me through every last little bit, if you're not going to give me any depth to that. You know, like, I compared it to Stanley Parable immediately because the dude's name is narrator and blah 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 blah. So it's not a great game, and I think the things it's trying to do, it does, I don't want to say fairly well, but, like, it's a train game, right? Like, ultimately, like, it's a progression-based train builder. Like, I've paid zero attention to my health, right? We've died once. Now, I'm not saying you've seen me play games, and especially tonight. I'm not amazing at any games. I'm not amazing at shooters, survival, whatever. So I think, like, if it did one of the things it's aiming to do really, really well, you could overlook the other stuff. But, like, the building isn't anything special. The train isn't anything special. Again, I've touched this thing at the beginning, and we're still almost, you know, full steam, which I get it, right? Like, it's trying to push you forward with the little thing that pops up. But like with these guys, the train, the lack of story, there's just enough here that for this purchase, I am going to return it. But I'm not going to take it off my wish list though. I'm going to pop it back on there, and you know, I don't know, 6-8 months down the road, I'm sure there'll be some big patch update that they'll add a bunch of content, because you know 1.0 launched what, a month ago, something like that. So but anyway, I'm not downplaying what the devs have done either. Like, it looks good, the sound, it sounds good, the music is good. When there is stuff going on, it looks good, the art style is good. But yeah, for me, like, and especially the gun thing, like, I thought this was gonna be, you know, like, there was gonna be 3 different weapons in here that I hadn't, you know, come across yet. But it was like, no, you can put a different barrel on your revolver. We haven't seen any different enemies. Oh, well, there we go. We can put Homeboy on. I can't do it right now, but that makes more sense. Put him on that. Drive from depot to depot at any speed, preventing train stops. Well, I mean, that seems pretty easy. Like, there wasn't any... I don't think there were any POIs there. I don't think we missed any, but... We have 3 minutes, so we're going to let this go to the station. And I'm going to attempt to see similarities. Okay, so then you just come across these guys at that point.
Ah, no. It sounded like... Or...
See, it keeps giving me these new quests, and I'm like, I don't even... What do you mean quest? Defense? Watch keenly and listen carefully. I think that was from forever ago. What's this right here? Oh, okay, we got this dude, and there's... Or was that our guy? Oh, okay, I think it was our guy. He just, like, wanted to bail out of the train, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, let me run over here real quick. I'm looking for variants of station. I'm okay if you did the same, like, buildings and bunkers and stuff, which this is, you know, at least very similar. Because you're going to take out your hammer, you're going to smack on the top a little bit.
What about the recon team? Reporting. We're back from the island. No scientists detected. Preparing a second expedition. We'll be a little late. Need to change the winch. There was a problem with the current one. Roger that. Over and out.
Okay, so I don't know, you know, if they can pull up beside you and kind of like wrangle you in and stuff.
Okay. They've spotted the scientist somewhere on the island. But they haven't captured him, so this is our chance to find him faster than they do. Either way, the enemy of our enemy is a potential ally. Yeah. We need to figure out how to make the winch stronger for this venture.
The winch. Should we have put other stuff on the train that we definitely didn't? Mushroom. Okay. So yeah, it's going to turn into less of, you know, like an us gathering stuff, and it's going to turn into more of a management bit, which is okay. You know what I'm super bummed about? We never got to gamble. Yes! What do we get? Weapon module. Alright, before we continue spinning, because this is what I kind of wanted to see, like, what did we miss out on the weapons? Is that a create, or is it a change? Okay, that must be a create. Uncalibrated frame. For a weapon called the Midge. Alright. But you know, you shouldn't have to have gambled, right? Like, you should have already found some of that stuff somewhere. We have tokens in the box. How much time do we have? 28 seconds! No! No! Back to the train! Get a token. This is why I'm gonna be stuck with this game. Oh, trade them out! Please! Hurry! It's like, oh, do you want to return this game? Yeah, I do. Well, you played it 30 seconds over because you wanted to spin the reels on a video games reel. Oh no, I even went back in the wrong building. All right. We've got to bail. There's the timer. Well, we'd start over if I play it again, so I'm not worried about saving it. Did we make it out in time? Oh, I don't think we did. It says 2 hours. So it might be mine now anyway. But anyway, for review purposes, I kind of shared my thoughts with you. I kind of think there's a certain type of player that's like absolutely going to love this game. I can only imagine, 2.1 hours. So it's ours now. So I would have returned it is how I will word that. But what that does do though, since it's mine, is now like the next time I kind of get the desire to play a Raft or, that type of game, I'll jump back into this and I'll try it out. I'll give it another shake for sure. But like I said, for the 2 hour time frame, I would have kept it for the price. My intent was to return it, but that didn't happen. But that's okay. So I've got so many before the window closes videos stacked up that I really need to get through them. If I just kind of look in my folder real quick, I have Beholder, Reentry, Surround Dead, Einstein's Cats is going to be like a couple minutes, and then this one. So I do need to get kind of back into YouTube editing and finish some of these up. Otherwise, those are just going to stack up so extensively that we're going to get so far behind that people are going to be like, yeah, this game is like 2 years old. Nobody cares about that anymore. So yeah, there's bits and pieces of it that I enjoyed. There's, for the majority of it, it just doesn't feel like there's enough of its own identity. I feel like it tried too much of things that already exist, that it feels a little redone. I think the thing I would be most interested to see is how the train, like what your train will look like. And at this point, now that I've kind of done the initial playthrough and I can go peek and cheat and looking into stuff, I'll go check out some videos and see what kind of stuff people can build and what they put together and stuff like that. So that part of it's interesting. But like, you think about, what was that game called? Like the first game that was like the train stuff that everybody was like, oh, a train game. Like Choo Choo Charles or something like that. Like I think it was a solo dude that was just playing with Godot or something like that, or Unreal, I don't know, it was Unreal, whatever it was, doesn't matter. And it was like, oh, you build a train, like we've never done that before. So I think this took like, maybe some hype like that, because it is relatively unique on the train building aspect, I think. But anyway, I'm babbling a lot. There's no reason to belabor the point. It's our game now, due to us playing it over the time limit. But that's also telling, right? Like, as much as I'm like, oh, I would have returned it, clearly not. Like, I wanted to play it more and get as much out of the time as we could, rather than like making that determination early on. So anyway, that's me blabbing too much for you. Tomorrow night, same time as tonight, we'll be playing Whispers of Westgrove, a horror puzzle game. It's a demo for it. The devs had reached out, which I'm super excited to get into that, because I've not played any game that's like it. I don't know what to compare it to yet without spoiling it too much, but we'll share that tomorrow. So if you're around tomorrow night, same time, 8:30 Eastern, and then no stream Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll be back on normal schedule Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Back in My Day Friday, we'll be finishing up Quest for Glory 3. Saturday, Day Z, we'll be doing Deadfall Day 2, and then Sunday will be Kerbal Space Sunday. Next week, I know next week, is like today, but starting next Monday, a week from today, we'll be hitting up Astroneer and I think one more game that we'll look at for another Before the Window Closes. I think I'll have a Before the Window Closes and then a pre-purchase preview. Ending already. Yeah, wrapping it up for what we should have done in 2 hours, but we didn't accomplish that. But yeah, thanks so much everybody for coming out. Gore, appreciate you coming to hang out and restraining yourself from trying to smack me around for what I was doing wrong. But I do think that we did what we could have done with the time we had. We just could have done things a little better, a little differently. But yeah, I appreciate you, man. We'll see you next time. YouTube folks, thanks so much for coming out. Hope to see you soon. If you're watching this at a later time, I'm Elder B. Take care.